When we're in the midst of emotional turmoil, we might look outward to our environment for the causes of that turmoil. But if we would only look within and pay closer attention to the fundamentals, the basic practices of life, we might find our way to remain at the center of calmness. Welcome back for another episode of the Center of Calmness. And I'm here tonight with Dr. Moby out of Washington, D.C. Welcome, Dr. Moby.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
How are things with you? If you wouldn't mind sharing a couple points of what's going on with your life right now.
Great. Yeah, I'm Dr. Moby, and I do TV programs as well as I'm a practicing physician, sleep specialist, and also have TV channel which we run. Plus author of the book Keep It Simple: Diet, Sleep, and Exercise, which focus on lifestyle. So I do that. So that's been doing that more than 20 years. So.
That's great. And really what attracted my attention to this book is that it seems to be very straightforward, very easy to access the concepts and points you have, and most importantly, easy to implement. If I might ask, Dr. Moby, what motivated you to proceed with writing this book?
Well, yeah, that's a great question. We all actually, with time, when I was in med school and practicing physician for many years, we tend to give medications and try to explain, of course, but it never occurred to me that the sense of medicine is actually to cure your diseases and to alter your lifestyle. But we always read about it, but to really actually see that benefit, it dawned on me because when time I was driving on highway and suddenly I felt my pulse is irregular, so I had to stop and then see what went wrong. Thankfully I didn't pass out, but that prompted me to look with the get cardiac eval and everything. So they said everything is good, but you're way overweight. And then your fat percentage is really through the roof. So the cardiologist says there's nothing wrong with you, but maybe you should try lifestyle. And for me, for years, my wife always told me to alter my lifestyle, but it was very hard. So I never paid attention till that day. And then I say, wow, now she'll say, see, I told you, like we all have, and we don't pay attention. So anyways, so I went with her and we did the dietary modification. I did attend the class and dietitian. So she gave me powder and, she said, this is the diet. And she said, so I paid $500. And she said, follow this diet. And so I looked at my wife. I said, I love eating, come on, that's not going to be possible at all. We love eating. And so, she said, no, you have to now listen. So anyways, I thought there has to be a better way than actually eating powder or whatever diet. In the past, I did try many times to actually lose weight. I've been trying for 2 years before that. But hardest thing was that, we all are busy in our lives and we have a lot of stresses. Being a physician, of course, is a very stressful job too. So then I always thought maybe I should just find a spot where I should just get weight off and then come back. And I actually made few phone calls. Problem was that if you do that, the day you come back, then all these stresses are back, right? And you again gain back all the weight or whatever was making it worse. So the problem is I had to actually learn, the better way to handle the stress, better way to handle my lifestyle. And that's what actually I learned in this process. So so then I thought maybe there has to be a way. Okay, I don't like powder. They want me to lose weight and get better. Then there has to be ways. So anyways, I looked up and then tried to take grasp that concept and then work through that. So I was fortunate. I told the dietitian, I'm gonna not eat all that you gave me, but I'm gonna keep showing every week, and my goal will be losing 1 pound a week, and I will show. And she was fascinated with that concept. She said, "I want to see. I have never seen anybody doing it. I want to see how successful you are." And so that day, it took me 1 year, and I lost 100 pounds. It took me 1 year.
That's tremendous, 100 pounds, and evidently you've been able to completely change your life and stay thinner this whole time. This is quite awesome. It's quite an accomplishment. How did, if I could ask, how did you put the system together that ended up being the outline of your book?
Yeah, this was so for me. I realized that many times answers lie near us or within us, and but we don't never realize that. So the answer was always there. It's just for me looking other way or not trying to figure out that is so important and dear to us. So that is the so patients also. When I talk to patients now, I say, listen, you have, it's not rocket science. It's just a basic concept. The basic concept is very simple. Is your body cannot handle more than what you feed it, your body. So that is a basic concept. So whoever told or whoever tells anything like, oh, you can burn that much, very good, that's also true, you can burn, but the question is how long you will keep burning. Okay,
Right.
so if you can manage that calories, or if you can manage that, sure, if you are Michael Phillips, yeah, if you're gonna swim 6 hour 12 hour and you're gonna burn 5,000 calories, why not, right? But
Right.
how long you will be doing that? So it's very important to answer yourself what lifestyle you can achieve or and maintain. There's another thing is achieve one thing, second is maintain. So if you can maintain that, I have a friend actually, he runs 18 miles a day. Okay, so the question is, he did for 2 years, and then he got the injury, and then he again get back all the way. So I said, well, it's better. Yeah, you can do that if you think you can handle it, and you by all means do it. You know, but personally, I can only depend that I'm gonna eat this much, and I can do this much exercise, and this much I have time. So I have actually budgeted my time, calories, everything. So and I live more disciplined and organized in eating. That's what all it is.
I see. So with your super busy lifestyle, how did you find the resources to not use powders and not use the prepackaged foods and the sort of the canned diet, if you will, and actually generate more of a natural, organic approach? And I noticed the book's got several very efficient recipes in the back of it. How did you work that all out in the midst of an extremely busy lifestyle? This is my own personal challenge where I can only make minor adjustments to my diet and still manage to keep going because we've got so much going on.
That's a very good question. Other thing is, I always tell every patient and everybody who listens and reads is that figure out a simple solution always. Okay, so there are of course approach and solution to every problem, which could be anything very complex, or it could be very simple. So if you find a simple answer, then probably that's the right answer. Okay, if you find a very complicated one is then it might not be the best answer. Yes, it could be answer too. So you're right. There are powder diets, and then there are But I thought, what will be the expense? So if I have to pay $500 every week or food, or 2 weeks, and then what will be the expense of losing this much weight or 100 pounds? It would be astronomical, right? 20
Uh,
grand, 30. So I thought that's not realistic. Even if I do that, which probably is not a wrong approach, but you can do it. Question is your normal lifestyle, is it like that? And what will happen to that lifestyle? You'll always, so there are patients too, they come to me and they say, we have surgery, they promise us we'll lose 100 pounds or whatever, 30 pound, 40 pound. And I tell them, that's true, you can get surgery, you can get your, tube put in, you can get your stomach stapled or cut short or whatever you want. But the problem is never stomach. Problem is up here, in our thinking. What will happen after that 3 months, 6 months, 1 year? Are you going to go back to your life or some lifestyle which you can sustain? So now it's been 4 years. I've lost, it's been my fourth year. I've never gained a single pound. And, and I do twice my normal work. I mean, I work probably 80, 85 hours a week. Okay. So I run full-time TV channel, a lot of programs, and then my practice is there, and I write. Plus, I did some movie shooting, so I'm super busy. But I always find that if you know how to manage things, you can go further. But you need to know how. You have to be organized. That's all it is.
Understand, right? So if you develop each component of your day and include those components that allow you to choose the right foods, eat
Yep.
the right meals in the right pattern, then you're able to fit it in and not cost yourself unnecessary stress on your time frame, so you can still work the 85 hours, which is quite a schedule. That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah. And
I
and
also
then hmm?
please go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was wanting to ask because your book covers more than just the diet. How do you find as far as the relative effect of dietary changes versus exercise in the quest to reduce weight?
Okay. Now, this is always a lot of people ask me this question whenever we encounter anybody I'm talking. I say, change your lifestyle stuff. Just right away, they will respond by saying, "Doctor, I bought treadmill or I joined a membership of this club." But I said, then what? You think that will help you? They say, yeah. I said, no, I'm so sorry. I also used to buy a lot of machines, okay, elliptical, treadmill, and, God knows what. But we have a lot of, machines, app cruncher, everything. But that never helped a single pound, to yes, can you lose weight with exercise? Answer is yes, you can, but that takes a lot of exercise and discipline too. So give you example, to run 1 mile, it might burn 100 calories. And
Hmm.
the 1 mile 100 calories mean, not even the candy bar, that's like probably more 2 miles work. So I always tell people, now think of every food you're gonna eat in terms of how much time it will take to burn it. If you think you can justify it, by all means have it, you know but if you don't think you can, now I always say, be responsible for that week. Good thing is, 1 day of exercise or 1 day of cheating or 1 day of overeating is not going to mess up your routine. But one
Right.
week, yes. So trend is important. Trend is so important. It's not 1 day thing, it's not a 3 days thing. It's gonna be 1 week, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, out. So, and slow and steady. So be steady on your whatever stance you. Direction should be clear. We should all be very clear in mind what we want to achieve, and then take your time, whatever speed you like. If you want to lose 1 pound a week, by all means go there. If you want to lose half pound a week, do not lose more than that, because a lot of studies actually indicate you're going to gain back, and then it's very hard to sustain. Did I lose more than? Yeah. Go.
No, I was just going to ask for, say, a safe, say a maximum safe level of 1 pound a week. What kind of exercise regimen would you recommend, and what did you employ in your own process to accomplish that?
Yeah, so when I started my weight journey, I used to treadmill 30 minutes every day. Okay.
Okay.
So that I started. But soon I realized that, and the other thing is when we are overweight, it's hard to do any exercise, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so and there is a different, the other thing is there's a difference between when I was 200-pound person running on treadmill versus now 120-pound person running on treadmill. There's a big difference, okay, on your joints, on your knees and everything. So that is one thing, that, so I used to do 30 minutes. Now I've increased, I do 5 miles, but I did it gradually. Once I lost 50, 60 pounds, then I did more exercise, just to keep my metabolism intact. But the main thing is you have to, the exercise. I went also, way over it. I used to do even 10 miles some days, when I would do overeating. The question is, can you sustain that? And what kind of exercise? So I noticed when I was doing 10 miles or more, 5 miles, it was ruining my feet. I was getting arthritis pain there. And then the question became, can I continue that, and what would happen to my numbers? So I figured out, now I walk. So for last 3 years, now I've been just walking 5 miles every day. And this is walking is either in mall or outside or inside your home. That I find it actually very relaxing. It improves your sleep, especially towards evening. It's going to improve your sleep relaxation. So it's more relaxing than it does burn calories. It might not be 500 calories, but it might burn 350 calories. It's still a big number, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where we go wrong, is that we think that you have to. The other problem, biggest problem which I found, was time management. So to spend 2 hours on treadmill doing 5 miles or whatever, hour and a half, or in gym or something, that takes a very important time out of your life, right? So imagine, so I can't keep up the pace. So I figured out, now I do 15 minutes here, 15 minutes there, walk, steps counting, and then whatever is left I do in the evening. But my wife is happy that we can spend more time, and I am happy I can do a lot of work, without sparing time for gym or anything, not to mention, so you are away from your family. So
Exactly right. That way you're able to integrate the exercise with your daily activity. And like you said, the exercise itself, rather than say accelerating, although it's still going to accelerate our metabolism, and also promotes relaxation and calmness, which is of course the objective here as well. I also, what you touched on sleep, which of course walking promotes sleep. I just wanted to ask, and I noticed that you have a lot of expertise in sleep and direct several sleep centers. What is as far as speaks to calmness and the managing of the fundamental life processes, how important is sleep in that trio of diet, exercise, and sleep? And what are the potential benefits of getting that part of it right?
okay, and that is a very common question which I am asked. So 1/3 of our life is spent in sleep, considering 8 hours out of 24 hours. Okay, so we're gonna, now this is, in my opinion, is a keystone for your health. So if what keystone is, the central stone which really can mess up the building structure. So the same way sleep is, if you mess up sleep, you can do good exercise, you cannot uh, do good during day, you will be really struggling, and people know when they don't sleep well. So the sleep is important from quality, which is, that you're getting good oxygen when you sleep. And if you hopefully you don't have sleep apnea, or anybody doesn't have sleep apnea, get it checked if you do. And if you're not waking up, so those are important. Quality and the quantity is important too, that if you don't sleep enough hours, average, depending, everybody is different, but for 6 hours or minimum, and for teenagers especially 9 hours plus. So those are very important concepts. People think that they can just take too much coffee or something to compensate for that. Unfortunately, not. You know, you will have a really devastating effect on your heart, blood pressure, and also your mind, mood disorders. So those are very important. People don't understand, when we sleep, it's not just shutting off your mind. It rejuvenates. It kind of gives energy to your neurons. It repairs the damage throughout day, whether it's emotional damage, whether it's a physical damage. It's going to do all the repair work. It's amazing how body can repair all this in 8 hours or 6 7 hours at night. So if you really want to emphasize that, that's why I'm passionate about sleep, is that we don't understand how body is remarkable. I mean, look at, if somebody calls my name or your name, we wake up too and we respond, or somebody attacks us, we will respond. But it, at the same time, is doing all the repair for your heart, all the repair for your neurons, memory, everything is next day you are fresh and ready to go again. So that is why it's important.
That's awesome. And although our time is almost gone, I wanted to ask you one more question, which is with regard to sleep. If anyone in the audience were to make one adjustment in their life towards making sleep more conducive and improving the quality of their sleep, what would you recommend?
Well, for one thing is, I always tell, look at everybody. Birds and animals don't have sleep problem. Okay. Do you ever see out birds wandering around at night? Not really. They go on time on bed and they wake up also on time. Okay. The reason they do that is because they follow those sunlight and moon and everything, in, so they are very disciplined. So the same stands for sleep. If we get disciplined, if we wake up on time, and then we go outside, and then train our brain, or synchronize our brain to positive energy outside, and then go to bed on time, you know or have little variation, but do not make it really drastic change. That's the biggest mistake a lot of people do.
I got you. Okay, so consistency is the key.
Consistent and nature. Okay, so you need to go out, wake up and go out. Okay, do not remain indoors. You need to spend some time in sunlight. Look at the blue sky. See, the blue light resynchronize our brain during days. There's a circadian rhythm to it, but that rhythm is gone if you're indoors all the time.
Oh, a very powerful point. And I'm glad we had a moment to add that in right here at the end. I wanted to encourage those viewing this or listening to it later via podcast to have a look at your book. Would you be able to just call out the title, complete title?
Yeah. My book is called Keep It Simple: Diet, Sleep, and Exercise. My full name, Dr. Mubashir Fazal. It's available on Kindle, Amazon, and also you can buy paperback. So it's a great book, and you can also follow me on lifestyletvchannel.com. It's on YouTube, Apple, Amazon, Rocco, everywhere. We do a lot of program about healthy lifestyle too, to encourage people. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming to join us here at the Center of Calmness, Dr. Moby. And I am DK Warner here, and want to encourage everyone to join us again for another episode coming soon of Center of Calmness.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.